Welcome to No Party with B and J. I am Justin,
And I'm Brenda.
and we are here to, well, what are we here for, Brenda?
Well, I think we want to give them a little information about what this podcast will be about. But probably first, let's give a little background on ourselves.
It's always a good place to start. My name is Justin Moore, and I want to bring my personality, my energy, and my excitement to the people. This show is about the people. We want this show to mirror the community. We want the voices of the community to be heard with no party, no partisan. We want to look at everything from both sides of the table. Brenda, what are you bringing?
I've been living here for a very long time. I've been in the neighborhood. I've been an activist for the neighborhood. I'm pretty much for the underdog. I often give the Juneteenth events. I am executive director of Friends of Clearview Park. I am a member of the NAACP. I'm also a member of the League of Women Voters. So I'm political. I'm an activist, and I just want to make sure that everything happens for everybody.
Well, that is what this show is about. We want everybody to feel like they're part of the show because this show is all about the community.
It is about the community, and I feel like a lot of time the community is not educated on what's happening or even understand how things work, how politics work, or they're not able to get those resources. I think I want this to be the hub where if you want to be educated on politics or even what's going on in your local government and how that operates, you'll learn that here. And even if you need some type of resources with mental health, physical health, um, and we have a lot of mental health going right now. So I want to be that hub, especially for my culture, but not only just my culture, all cultures.
Absolutely. Every single culture. And here in Sumner County, not enough of the cultures have a voice. What I want to do with this show is give those people a voice. We need to find out their needs and then give them a voice so that they have a platform to be heard.
I think you're right, Justin. A lot of that I'm gonna say is education. If you don't know how the system works, then you kind of lost and you don't know what to do or which way to turn or what to do. So I think here we can start to educate that so that the people in this community, not only just this community, Sumner County, period, can start to learn who and what and where they need to go to get that information. And hopefully that will be here.
Well, I was born and raised here as well, so I have an in-depth feel about the community, about the members, about what they want. So this is going to be our opportunity to share our knowledge, our personalities, our attitudes, and bring the people a voice, bring the people an opinion that matters to them.
Well, I was born here, but I didn't I'm gonna say go to school here. I wasn't, but I've been here every summer of my life because my grandparents lived here. So because they lived here, this was kind of my summer vacation.
You know, we
So
can't hide anything. Brenda brings a little bit of street credit. She's back and forth to Detroit.
yeah,
She's a barber here in the community. Every single place I go,
yeah.
if it's the Civic Center, if it's the Taj Mahal, if it's Walmart, and I mentioned Brenda, every time they say, well, she cut this person's hair, my son's hair, my hair.
Yeah, have been a barber here for 25 plus years, and I get asked that question every single day. Do I still cut hair? I do not.
Only because the shoulders can't take it.
Oh, I try to let the younger people have that now. You know, I'm moving on to more things that I feel like that can help the community, period.
Well, you have got a strong voice in the community. This is our very first episode, but we want to put everything out on the table. Brenda, you ran for office here locally. How long ago was that?
I did. That was in 2022.
22. And what did you run for? What was that?
I ran for a District 13 commission seat, and it
District
did
13
not
commission.
end well.
Didn't end well could be one variety of it, or it could have led to something new. What was that experience like? Because it's the first time I've ever heard of this. Brenda actually tied in votes and then the position was given to somebody else without a runoff? Or can you explain that at all to me?
That is the first time something like that has actually happened in Sumner County. Uh, but I learned a lot from that. I met more people because of that. And I'm gonna say maybe it just wasn't my time. Sometimes things happen in a time, in a reason, and because of that, I got out here and I done things to really help my community. And I also have learned a lot about politics and how politics work and kind of how the community works. So hopefully with that expertise, I can bring that to the table. Am I running again?
The question
I
everybody.
have not quite 100% decided, but I'm going to say I'm about 90%. But the thing that has changed is I'm not completely trying to put myself in the box. If I do run this time, I will be running as an independent because I'm not too happy with either party right now.
Okay. So our show's called No Party. The independent party, what does that mean to you? If there's a right side, there's a left side, there's obviously some equilibrium there in the middle. Is that where you're feeling like you're sitting? Or what does an independent party mean to you? Can you tell us a little bit about the district that you represent or that you were running for, District 13? As everybody can tell, I'm white, Brenda is black.
No.
Race plays a part in everything. And to me, it feels like it played a huge part in that election.
uh, I'm going to say yes and no. My thinking, I don't think it's quite a racial thing. I think it's a power thing. And I'm going to say it's a power thing because, and a money. It's a financial and a power thing. Because I'm going to say if I probably had that, the financial, it wouldn't be. And because the district that I live in, I'm gonna say it's considered the underserved. It's considered the north side. It's where a lot of the lack of education is. Where a lot of I say profiling happens here. And I'm gonna say until you actually walk in a person's shoes, you don't quite understand. So it was a lot of things when I ran then I just didn't quite understand because uh it hasn't been a Democrat that has won a seat here in like 2 decades.
Whoa.
So that was the closest that we came.
So where's all the power and money coming from? Do you think in Sumner County that power and money is controlling the electoral voting system?
I'm gonna say yes. I think so. I think so. As long as you got a little power, a
Has
little money.
anybody ever just traced the receipts or traced the money and seen who won these elections?
Hopefully that's something we're gonna deep dive in because right now that's just my opinion. And
Sure.
we did say we're going to bring the receipts. So I'm gonna say that's a topic that we can talk about and be able to bring those receipts. But I'm gonna say as far as that was, I didn't think it was fair because, and I'm all for fair. Every other district, that was the first time it had went to 24 seats. It went from 12 to 24, and every district were able to pick who they wanted for that district. I don't see why they didn't let that particular district pick. If I lost, then I lost. I feel like it should have went to a runoff, and the winner just won, just like every other seat. So that's where I think the unfairness came in. And people think, well, Brenda, if the Democrats would have had majority of the seats, that you would have let them do that too. No, I wouldn't have. Because my thing is I'm for the people. I have to take out my beliefs and I have to look at each situation as it comes on, depending on what's happening in the community. And depending on what the constituents say, I think today a lot of people put their own beliefs and make their own decisions, and that's not quite true. At the point you're picked and your constituents picked you, you work for them.
I understand that. That's to me, the voice of the people is very rarely heard. You vote these people into political office, and then you see their opinion take over. You don't see the voices of the people getting expressed.
Yes. I think like right now, the topic that is on and a lot of people are talking about is the Phoenix.
Project Phoenix. They, we want to have a positive outlook on this show.
We
I
do.
have to say, we don't want to get stuck in any ruts or any canals that might lead the wrong way. Gallatin is growing and prospering because it is only 20 miles north of Nashville. It is a beautiful place. Sumner County has Old Hickory Lake. It's just beautiful. People love to come here.
Yeah.
But with growth comes problems. Even as much growth can bring happiness, it brings conflict.
Right now, I hear a lot of people complaining about traffic.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Traffic.
How we used to.
They put the lights so they were going to sink them. They were going to sink the lights.
Yeah.
Brian Dempsey did it back in
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
I think that those lights
Yeah.
might be more in sync now than they've ever been.
But like you said, traffic is going to come with growth. And I'm glad to see Sumner County growing. But a lot of people think we're not growing in the manner that they would like to grow. And that's something.
Infrastructure. Why do I always hear that?
Infrastructure.
Brenda. With all
Yeah.
of the growth, the infrastructure may not be in place, but the power and the money. Why, in your opinion, or why do you think that all of these things keep getting approved? Is money going straight to the people, or is it going into pockets?
Well, I think a lot of stuff has been approved for years, and people are just now taking advantage and starting to put those things into place. What a lot of people don't realize are the council cannot tell somebody what to do with their property. And that's one thing. They all they can do is approve making sure that they're following the guidelines, and that's where the city council comes in to control. A lot of people think that they're telling these people to open these places, which they're not. They're just approving those things. And infrastructure, I think, is a little bit behind those things that are being built. So
Okay.
they're trying to catch up.
Okay. Speaking of the Project Phoenix, this is downtown City Hall.
It is.
They're wanting to come in and completely overhaul, put in a hotel, put in a green space. When you hear those things and you hear them talk about it, it sounds so lovely.
It does sound lovely.
They make it sound like it's just.
But with
And
every
what is there's
it
always
comes a
con.
con.
Well, what is the other option? Is the other option just revamping the city hall that's there? What is already in place? It's a very nice area. Anytime you go
It
to
is a nice
downtown
area.
Gallatin, you are going to get a great feel. You can pick up something great to eat. They have beautiful salons. A lot of nice small downtown businesses and merchants thrive there. So this could bring in a whole new level of prosperity and money to those individuals.
It does.
To overhaul the scariest downtown, the most haunted, I've heard.
It does.
Downtown.
It does.
So what are the pros and cons?
The pros is it's going to bring money to our city. It's going to be taxes. It's going to bring probably help some of the local vendors that are downtown. That's anything that's going to bring money is going to help. But also, you got to look at the people that are living here. I think a lot of them are having drawbacks and don't want to see it grow so fast.
Sure. There's almost an old school families that have been here, grew up here, and then this new population that's moved in over the past 20 years that seem to still want the growth and push for the growth because they're growing their families. They're in that age bracket of 20 to 45.
Yeah.
Or 30 to 45, growing, having multiple kids and loving this, that new people are coming.
Yeah. But one thing too, I think they need to look into is making sure that they include a lot of the other cultures. And that is one thing that I do not see
there's not
in
much
downtown.
diversity.
It's not a diversity,
And the diversity that's not represented has almost zero voice right now. That's one of the
Correct.
reasons we're putting this podcast together. That Galveston is this beautiful, voted by Reader's Digest the nicest place a number of years ago. Is it still that? Is everybody looked after? Are the underserved, the underprivileged have anything?
I'm going to say it is depending on who you are.
Mhm.
Depending on who you are, you see Gallatin in different light. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm sure that if you're Hispanic, you may see yourself not represented as much. So you don't feel that you're represented as the Black culture. I see a lot that will draw me to downtown. Which I can't say all of that because the corn crib, which does have something to do with me. But other than that, it's not a lot culturally that will bring me there. So I think the city also need to look at blending and making it more multicultural.
Sure. Cultural in any small town, it's gonna be hard to promote the diversity because once they have it, then you have to promote it. You have to get people to come out to it. The problem now is they think, well, nobody will come. But what you put together for Juneteenth kind of shot that in the foot. You put together a 2-day event that had 10,000 people show up. I don't know the exact numbers.
It had quite a few people that showed up.
But it was a very well attended event. And it showed that the North Side can put together and bring that Black culture came together for 2 days.
Correct.
And it just felt like there was love, there was energy, the frequency was outstanding.
Yeah. And like I said, I had different vendors too. They weren't all Black vendors.
No.
It was very multicultural. It was diverse.
Now, how can you take that idea, bring it to the show, bring it to the people, and also bring it to downtown or bring District 13 to the commission? How can we evolve this, Brenda? How can we take our opinions, our personalities, but with an equal view, that independent outlook? Unlike you, I don't like to view everything, okay, if it's Democratic, then yes. If it's Republican, it's no.
I don't want to see everything in black and white,
Sure.
and I don't want to see everything in Republican or Democrat. Regardless of all of that, we still live here together. So we're going to have to find that happy medium. And I think the city is going to have to extend those arms. When you see other cultures having things, the city need to show up at those events.
Sure.
Also, if the Hispanics is having something, I'm not sure what their culture it isn't entitled to all across, but I feel like if they're having something, it should be socialized so that we're attending their events and we're attending their Black events. I mean, when there's something going on, you shouldn't just see one person from city council showing up at that event, and then you see them show up for the events that they're publicizing, which I'm going to say mainly are one culture event.
Do you feel like it goes back to the two words money and power? The events that they go to have more money and more power, at least in their eyes.
I'm going to say, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the events that you feel like is important to you. And by being workers of the city, what I think you're going to have to extend those arms. They're wanting people to attend those events of different cultures, but for them to attend the events that you have, you're going to have to attend the events that they have.
Absolutely. Sumner County is growing. Sumner County is a beautiful place. There's a lot of people from here who have done some amazing things. What about our very own Jordan Mason?
Yeah.
Gallatin High School, Georgia Tech. Graduated Georgia Tech. 68 yards, 69 yards with his debut for the Vikings. Were you excited? Did you get to see it?
I'm a Jordan Mason fan from back in Gallatin Greenway days.
Okay.
Speaking of haircutting, speaking of haircutting, that I cut his hair when he was younger. Matter of fact, I cut his hair when he broke the record for Gallatin, and we put those yards in his head, and he broke that. He broke that record.
I
Yeah.
had no idea, but it's fun to follow some of these local athletes or anybody. It doesn't have to be an athlete who starts here in Gallatin and then just progresses or Sumner County and is so successful.
Yeah.
He's really
Well, it even goes back further than that. Actually, my dad and his granddad played football together at Union High.
We're not far from Union High, right?
We're not far from Union High. They just celebrated 100 years.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
I did. I saw that they were at least having a gala or something.
They are having a. They are.
Passed.
Huh? That gala has passed. It was Labor Day weekend,
Yes.
but actually, that is called Shalom Zone up there now, and they are redoing the gym.
Ooh, they were going to put a lot of money into that gym. That was called Rucker Stewart Middle School when I came through, and I went to 6th grade there.
Yes.
So, I mean, that building has a lot of history.
It does have a lot of
history. What does that mean to you? Your family? Do you have family that went to Union?
My mom and my dad went there. Their graduates are there. My dad, they call my dad Bear. He played football, he played basketball, and from what I hear, he was very good.
With the nickname Bear, you better be pretty
Well,
good.
I heard this story one time where my dad had a broken leg, and they said he took and cut his cast off. Yes, he did. That's the story now. If it's true or not, but I've heard that story that he cut his leg. Did cut his leg. He cut the cast off and actually went in to play. And I don't think it might have ran a touchdown, but went in and he played.
That's amazing. So they're going to revitalize the gym there. And then right behind the Shalom Zone, Clearview Park has tons of history. You've got a big history with Clearview Park. But what about the building that they're putting there? I don't know enough about it other than I've seen it going up, and it looks a little too small for the amount of people that.
Well, it may be, but that's just phase one.
It's a
that's
start,
a start, and it's a good start.
Positive start. I mean, that's such a nice park. The basketball
it is
court,
a very nice park.
It's beautiful back
there. And hopefully with this new building, it can do a lot for the neighborhood and a lot of resources. We're going to take that. I hear a lot of people say they're upset about the pool not coming back. But let me give a little history about that pool. Back in the day, what I was told is that Parks and Recs did not put the pool there. Actually, the people in the neighborhood from Union High, they got together and they pooled their finances together and they put the pool there. So what I'm going to say is, if you want a pool there again, we're probably going to have to do that again. What we can do is we can probably maybe set up something through this podcast with Friends of Clearview Park. And what we can do, and we can talk to the city and see if that is something that we can, or is a space to put that over there. And what we can do is do like they did back in the day, put those nickels and coins together and see if we can get a pool there again.
Swimming is so important. There are so many great athletes in this community that you could have Olympians coming from this area.
It is.
If you had a training, if any way that they could actually learn to swim and feel comfortable in the water, that would be just outstanding.
Yeah. I think it could be. I think it would be.
Oh boy. Okay, we have started off this show with high energy, a lot of local events. Where can everybody follow us? We can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
And YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, we're coming from a Riverside podcast. We need to say that. And we are going to be bringing the receipts. What does that mean to you when we say we are bringing the receipts and that we're sensible thinkers?
Right now, we gave a lot of opinions of what we think. On later episodes, as we go deeper and dive deeper, we will have the receipts to either for you to make your own judgment of what it is, because what it is, we don't have all of the information. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring all the information. We're going to dive a little deeper so that you won't have to guess. You won't have to have this opinion. You'll know what's happened.
We're going to have a positive outlook, but we're going to have a sensible thought about everything.
Yeah. And then, like I say, you can learn too. Everything ain't always the way you think.
No, there are pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people try to sugarcoat things here in Sumner County. If they want something, it's like a kid asking their parents.
Yeah.
It's, oh, yeah, it's great, it's great, it's great.
And if anybody has any
We don't
questions,
know if it's really great or
yeah.
not.
If anybody has any questions, I feel like you can reach us on one of those platforms, ask us questions, or if it's something that you want to talk about that we're not talking about, just
Put
hit
it in
us
the
up.
comments. Send us we've got an email. We're going to put that up there. We're just getting started here, so this is new to us.
It is new to us,
but it's fun.
It will be
and
fun.
it is going to be informative. So we want you to come along the journey, have fun with us, interact with us. This is going to be easier on us if you can interact with us and let us know what you want to hear about the local community. We're going to have opinions. We're going to have thoughts, but we want your opinion to matter. And that's what this show is all about. The people.
The people. So we're going to sign off, and we're bringing the receipts.
We'll bring the receipts. We'll see you on the other side.
What's up, everybody? It's the Sensible Thinkers. Brenda and Justin, we're the real seekers. Diving deep like an anchor's chain. Bringing truth to the table, breaking every chain. Tune in. No need for any mask. We tackling real issues, now that's the task. No parties, no games, just facts on the scene. Illuminate the dark like a laser beam. We leveling up with every single phrase. Critical thinking in this twisted maze. Jetting through the noise, filtering the lies. We here to serve knowledge beneath these skies. Thoughtful discussion, that's our